California Juniors.
They're probably not going to beat you.
Heavyweight champion.
Heavyweight champion.
Of Southern California.
Well, Gnimish's mage is down. We're going to see if Koyuki can 3-0 with Rogue against this series of decks. Did Gnimish have an error in his deck building? I'm not sure. We have to see what the Hunter has to do with this series.
Yeah.
I really don't see many practical applications with Hunter.
I think Rogue is actually the strongest, now that I think about it.
Think so?
Yeah, it's really tough to say because we've only seen a couple matches, and maybe it's just, well, Koyuki just won 2 games in a row, and he might sweep an entire series with Rogue. But it just seems like especially with the combo feature on their cards, the combo mechanic. It just seems like even if they draw it, like they don't. There's just more opportunities for creative plays, I guess, is the thing.
Right.
You saw with the other classes, like sometimes it was a liability to have a Brewmaster in their hand because they have creatures on the board that they want to stick. So the Brewmaster is sort of a dead draw because they don't want to take something back. Whereas Rogue, pretty much everything you're okay with using again. Earthring Farseer, SI Agent, Azure Drake, you're okay with using all those again. So it's never a liability.
Yeah, I'm really curious as to how this will end up panning out. Maybe the Huffer can get Brewmaster, but most likely the Huffer will get immediately killed anyways.
This is a pretty good hand too.
Got Malorn? That's not even a Hunter card. It belongs to Druid.
Malorn? I don't know. I would rather have Gazrilla.
It's gonna be on curve. Like if he draws High Main, he plays like High Main and you just barely deal with it, and then he plays Malorn. It's a 9/7.
High Main is the one thing that you're hoping against on turn 6. Nobody ever expects High Main Malorn back to back.
You know what's funny is that you might as well just play a tall Lost Strider. Or sorry, a Lost Tall Strider.
Tall Lost.
Oh man, English is hard sometimes.
Yes, it is. And
is it? Wait, is it tall or Lost Strider? Or
it's the Lost Tall Strider.
Okay.
Maybe it's the last Tall Strider.
No, that would
because
be.
then if you play 2 in your decks,
that would
which
be a
one's
novel
the last
written by Hearthstone devs. The last of the Tall Striders.
Or fanfic. That's not a challenge.
Oh, it is.
Okay, maybe it is. I'd love to read that.
Looks like Rogue is hanging in there, but you know, Youthful or Ancient Brewmaster did 5 damage.
I think
and
that's
drew out a backstab.
That's about as much as you can ask for from an Ancient Brewmaster and Hunter.
Ooh man.
The Savannah, I mean, followed by.
Only he had one more
Malorn.
thing to put on curve, like a smaller minion, so they could play with the Snake Trap.
Yeah. Usually, as a rogue, you're thinking, okay, once I get through this high main, we'll be set. I can,
right. If
I
I have a sap, I can deal with it.
I can gain back some tempo.
Well, actually, he's got the perfect answer now with a spell-powered Fan of Knives.
Yes, he does. That's pretty crazy, actually.
So he's got Backstab, SI7 Agent, Fan of Knives. But can he deal with Malorn? He can.
He can.
This guy's
wow. That is one of the cleanest kills I've ever seen of a high main.
I think that is, in fact, the cleanest kill I've ever seen of a high main. Sometimes I bend over backwards to clear a high main.
I didn't know you're so flexible, TJ.
I am. Some fancy stuff they have to do.
Definitely one of the cooler animations of legendaries. It's like a pretty version of Alakir's entrance. Alakir is more like Home Depot, and Malorn is more like Bed Bath & Beyond. It's like more of the gentle, delicate side. Or I meant Bath & Body Works. Dang it.
I was gonna be like Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh, there's like the same store. I meant
he's like the
Bath
home
& Body Works.
He's like the home comfort version of Alakir.
Yeah.
Then what does that make Bolvar?
Well, Bolvar doesn't come in a swirl motion. I was just talking about specifically how Alakir spins in and Malorn spins in.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. The girls would shop at Malorn, the guys would shop at Alakir. It's a good date location.
I'm surprised
How
that
do you
makes
deal
any
with
sense.
this? It's actually quite annoying. If you just kill it, it just gets shuffled back in. Do you ignore it and just go ham?
Well, maybe if that hit his Azure Drake, he would have thought about trading it.
Jeez. Look at that.
Wow.
Hunters might die next turn.
Well, this is where having 2 Youthful Brewmasters in your hand doesn't really do much. I mean, he could double silence here to get rid of some spell power, but that would still, well, it wouldn't be lethal on, it would be lethal on board unless he cleared one, so he does have to.
9, 14, 16 damage. Gnimish is pretty close too to killing. Of course, he can't leave up this board though.
No. And the more
The snake trap is actually very annoying to deal with.
Well, it seems Koyuki has found the ultimate way to deal with the snake trap.
Just ignore it.
Ignore it and go to face. So on downfall of snake trap, I think. I was never a big fan of snake trap.
Me neither.
It can be problematic, especially if you can hide it behind like a sledge belcher or like a Misha.
The question is, does Gnimish attack face? Because he feels like his opponent can't generate 4 damage, or does he trade? Oh man, that never feels good.
Yeah. Well, that's a pretty interesting decision there. He's tried to block as much damage as possible because you do have to play around the,
Like an eviscerate.
or no, the Youthful Brewmaster, because he could pump out extra damage by Youthful Brewmastering back his.
Right. I
SI.
mean, there's 6 damage on board plus the hero power, so
Yeah.
if you just had an eviscerate, he would have died too.
Yeah.
But you do have to play around. The Brewmaster would also be another lethal opportunity. And Koyuki's also all of a sudden in a pretty awkward spot. You can kill off Malorn this turn. Take a pretty sizable board lead too.
Yeah. Even if he draws into an eviscerate, he wouldn't have the mana to hero power deadly poison, so he wouldn't quite have lethal damage.
Prep doesn't really do anything.
Looks like he's going face. I don't think you really have much of a choice here because Snake Trap is on the board. You can't afford to.
Even if his opponent draws kill command. What secret could Gnimish get off of his mad scientist? I don't know. I think Gnimish is done.
Yeah.
He's going to be killed by the SI7 agent in the hand no matter what.
Well, even if he gets Explosive Trap, it still wouldn't be enough damage to
Right.
be able to push through with what he has on board in combination with his hero power.
Maybe misdirection if he's playing it.
Oh, wow, yeah.
That's the only hope if he had one.
Once upon a time.
I don't know. I think the Rogues got this. I think Koyuki will be the first king for today.
He's got a long way to go to be the ultimate king. But the reason why we have it set up like this is because the $150 per win. So the players earlier in the day, they have more chance of winning bigger money, but later in the day, they have more chance of being crowned king. So they found a balance.
The king does come back for next week, which we do have some cool stuff going on. Malorn making a comeback, but that's going to mean that Koyuki can easily take this game. And he's going to SI7 agent to finish out the series. So Rogue ends up being on top. And this is pretty cool because we haven't seen Rogue really at all.
No.
Past like 4 weeks of the Legendary series. We saw it towards the beginning a little bit. But
Yeah, it
it's
was
cool to see it make a comeback here.
Yeah, Miracle Rogue was still around. I think the first week of the Legendary Series was the week that Gadget's Hand Auctioneer was nerfed to increase mana cost. But we didn't see it at all last week, and the week prior to that, it was only Hyped that brought it. And of course, he's one of the last guardians of Rogue.
Sure. Makes sense to me. Well, that wraps up our first series of the day. We only have 5 today. It's a little bit shorter. We're not trying to go like all out, super long competition. So we hope you guys are going to be able to enjoy it. Let us know what you guys think too, also about the series. We do have Gnimish. He's done for the day. We want to thank him for playing, but he's going to go home empty-handed, but he doesn't have to. If you really liked his decks, you guys can vote for it and try to influence the judges' opinions a little bit. Tweet at ESL Hearthstone, tweet at AzumoCutie, at Frodan. Let us know if you guys liked specific play. Who had the best use of the secret ingredient? Who had the best deck? In your opinion, let us know on social media. That series was brought to you, by the way, by Newegg, Cooler Master, Crucial and Western Digital, as well as all of our great partners over at Plantronics. They've been helping make Season 1 possible. We're technically on the downtime. I would say that this is like the All-Star break, or just like the mid-season break while we get ready for the LAN finals. So I hope you guys have been enjoying it. What do we have coming up next? Who's our next player here, TJ?
I think it was Alchemix.
That's right. We have Alchemix coming up next. He's got his own lineup with different classes. So when we come back, more Legendary Series Master Builder King of the Hill continues right after this.